I've had some horrible roommate experiences, especially the one in freshman year.
They couldn't have parties anymore because they were banned by the town I live in.
That's why Florida's like the dumbest state.
Forget who you thought you were in high school.
Tea.
Welcome back to Jelly, everyone.
Hi.
We have a very special guest today. She is a former colleague, one of my oldest friends, but also the youngest friend I have.
Okay.
You're kidding.
She puts the Lee in Jelly.
Exactly.
It's Halley.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little stressed because y'all just took like 30 minutes setting up.
Fully, and we invaded your newly renovated space.
But
Look how
it's
cute this is.
It's very cute, much cuter than our old backdrop, which is
Fully.
just a white wall.
You know, that's the best we can do.
Right.
And we can afford.
Fully.
Because I have no interior design skills, and clearly your eye
claimed to.
Your eye for aesthetics, I don't know if it's quite there.
Oh, period.
You're
not loving the tropical fantasy?
you look
like you're not feeling it?
Girl, you look like Tommy Bahama.
Period. I don't know who that is, but period.
Well, or
Like I'm giving her the Honolulu fantasy.
right. So, Hallie, you just moved back to college.
Yeah.
How was that process for you?
It wasn't terrible because I moved in before all of the residents did because I moved here, or I work here, but...
Right, because you're like a off-brand residence advisor.
Yeah, I'm not like a resident advisor. I'm like a community assistant, which is sort of like it is literally like an off-brand resident advisor.
You served.
Right. So, earlier this month, you were literally in London.
Yeah.
She had traveling
Right, she's
international.
international.
Really.
Yeah, I was in London.
So how was that?
It was a roller coaster. I definitely had highs and lows. I was there from end of May to like end of July, so I got back very recently.
So you were there for an internship.
Yeah, I worked a legal internship. Very suits, very like everyone was very formal. It was in a skyscraper. It was really crazy.
What was your favorite part about being abroad?
I liked that there was a lot of things to do in London. Where we live, everything closes at like 7 p.m.
In suburbia.
in suburbia.
Fully. There's nothing to do here.
Versus in London, like, I swear everything's open really late, and it's really pretty. It's a really gorgeous city. The accents there are really funny.
Right.
So,
Do you like accents?
I can't take them seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like accents either.
You're right, mate.
Girl.
You're having a lovely day.
Oh, period.
It's-
That's first of all, that's Australian.
It's fully not.
Girl, yes, that is.
Australian is like bottle water.
Girl,
That's
That's
Australian.
the same voice.
I was giving you Harry Potter.
British people don't say good day, mate.
I
They
didn't say
don't.
good day, mate.
Yes, you did.
I said.
Let's run back the clip. Like, let's really run it back.
Well, I be forgetting what I said.
I don't
so.
remember either.
So she's foreshadowing what we're talking about today, which we're going to be delving into the highs and lows of college.
Yep. For us, it's in the past, since we're old, but Hallie...
It's like 2 months in the past.
Literally, but we already... Girl, Jimmy was being so dramatic in the car.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He literally was like, do you ever feel like when you're driving
Girl.
through...
Like, she's trying to expose my tea when I was being vulnerable
Okay.
and having a heart-to-heart.
I'm not saying that it's not true.
Well, I was
Period.
saying that it's just weird that we're so close to college yet so far.
Right.
And then being back in a college campus setting is just really weird.
Right.
But anyway, she was trying to be rude about it.
I was
so.
not being rude.
So to give some context, how did we all meet? Let's start with that.
Well, I met you before I met
Mhm.
you.
Right.
We used to be coworkers.
So we met as coworkers.
I was 16 and you were 17.
I was 17.
And now I'm 21 and you're turning 23.
But girl, don't
Wow.
spill
23.
don't spill my tea like
Damn,
that.
she
Like,
old.
Literally. Turning
Like,
23.
everyone trying to read me today.
Yeah.
Like I have done nothing wrong. So yeah, we met at a smoothie shop. And I was working as one of the like shift managers at the time. And then one day this like Asian bimbo girl
Not
walks in. And she's like, asking all these questions, and then the rest is history.
Period.
Right.
And how did we meet?
Us?
Yes, with this you girl.
So
With Tommy Bahama.
So we met in college. We had a mutual friend who I was looking for a roommate and Jimmy was looking for a roommate.
The real tea is that she slid in my DM. She said, "Hey, cutie." And I said, "Girl, anyway."
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yes.
Oh, child.
She was trying to slide in my DMs, and I was like, "I'm not feeling you. So, but I'll be roommates if you want."
Period. What the real tea is, she slid in my DMs, and I did not respond to her.
Is that the tea now?
It fully is.
Okay.
Like, let's go back and look at the messages.
Okay.
No,
And
I
nothing's
literally remember you about to move in and you were talking to me like, I have this roommate, but he's not responding to me and I don't know what to buy.
Because I was trying to figure out, like, what things we should bring to the dorms and, like, what to get started with. And some people were not answering, so I didn't know if I was supposed to bring a TV or, like, food or any of that kind of stuff.
To be fair, I was really, really bad about responding back then.
Well,
And nothing's changed.
it's actually gotten worse.
It has not gotten worse. That's a drag.
Well,
Okay, well-
what do you
That's
think,
totally
Halley?
Well,
Well,
Clock that tea.
girl, anyway.
eventually you guys moved in together
Right.
for your first year
Right.
Right.
in university. I was still in high school at the time.
Yes, she was.
But we stayed friends while you went to college.
Yeah, so then in freshman year, all three of us eventually met.
Mm-hmm. It was at the state fair.
It was at the state fair. That day was actually very interesting because
You
Halley
had-
remembers.
You had a crisis going on.
I did have a
you,
crisis.
Like, almost like failed a class or something.
Yeah, so
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
yeah. So it was for health class, remember? And this was like the beginning of like taking exams and stuff online.
Oh.
And I've never done that. In high school everything was in person, right?
Oh.
And so
I fully forgot.
when someone tells you that an assignment is due online, in my head at the time I was like, okay, then it's probably due at 11:59. How assignments in the past were always done.
Right.
So I didn't assume that it would be due at a specific time, which was like 9 a.m. at that time. Like that was the
Right, because she had it due the time that your actual class met,
right.
and you weren't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that. And so I fully was like, I'm gonna just get my night's sleep and wake up and do it whenever. And then when I opened up the assignment, it was fully closed. And then I had to get on my knees and do some services to the professor.
Not that.
And then begged for me to retake it.
Well, did it work?
It did work eventually. She was very under the table about it. She was like, if you tell anyone, I'm gonna beat you up.
Right, and
Well,
here you
now
are
you're
telling
everyone.
Right,
Well, I have my degree. What are they gonna do? Take it back?
and I'm gonna call them, make sure they do.
You better.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show them how many times you use ChatGPT to do your homeworks. So clock that tea.
The real tea is that ChatGPT didn't come out until our senior year.
I mean, you're right.
So-
And you used it excessively. So
In senior year, so
Well,
let's talk that tea.
We taken away everyone's degrees.
Finally.
right. But anyway, so then the same day, I was very distressed about it because I hadn't figured out that I could retake it. And so then Halley was on her way coming over to our dorm because we were going to go from there, take a shuttle to the state fairgrounds because they were really close.
Mhm.
And we were going to meet you there.
It took us like an hour to find you.
Really?
So his phone was like on 1%.
Oh,
And he was like, I'm at this one thing, like this Ferris wheel or whatever. There's like
there were
5,
so many Ferris
And
wheels.
literally. And the state fairground is not just some little area.
It's huge.
It's huge. And I don't know how we found you.
I honestly don't remember either because
By the grace of God.
Because I think also I didn't have any data. Literally, I was just running around the state fair like by myself,
Right.
trying to find where they could be. Eventually, we found each other, but it was forever.
And the first impression that Halley got was the absolute truth,
Which is what?
which is that you are bad with communication.
And
And having no respect for other people.
girl.
And so both of us have now graduated.
Uh-huh.
And Halley her credentials for being on this episode is that she's still in college.
Right. We needed young blood.
And,
Am I the only one you guys both know who are still in college, other than your family?
Yeah, you're my youngest
I know
friend.
my ex roommate.
you know your ex?
Period.
Are you excited for senior year or are you nervous? Like, what are you looking forward to?
No, I'm really excited for senior year. I feel like
Period.
I, weirdly really, really love being an undergrad. I feel like I had, like, a very different undergrad experience than everyone else. I feel like everyone is ready for it to be over. I am very scared for it to end because I really enjoy living in undergrad. Like, I like school, first of all. I like academics. I like living close to all my friends, and I just don't think you're going to have that again for a long time. So
I was reading this post, and it was like, you don't actually like college. You like living in a walkable city with, like, near all your friends and, like, being near everything.
So true. But I also like college.
Well, period.
Like, you like the classes?
She's an academic.
I like being an academic.
I feel like if you're actually doing something that you genuinely enjoy, I could see that.
Right.
And
which was not you.
Girl, fully no.
And both me and Halley, and you in a way, like, we kind of went through multiple, like, majors. Or, like, for me, even different schools to, like, figure out what we kind of want to do.
I entered freshman year during COVID. Like,
right.
God,
we can talk about that, too.
Yeah, so basically, I moved in for 2 weeks, and then they shoved everyone off campus.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
And I did my entire first year virtual.
And your school was, like, one of the worst for COVID.
We were on the news for how terrible we dealt with everything. But honestly, we weren't even that bad. We just did it first. So everyone had their eyes on us.
Right.
But I was a STEM major back then.
You're physics.
I was in physics, and that was really brutal.
You want to do, like, astrophysics?
I wanted to do astrophysics. I wanted to do that pretty much for a really long time. My parents and pretty much everyone around me told me, like, you have to do STEM. Like you said, that's how you're going to get hired.
Exactly.
Right, that's the Asian way.
No, literally. I was like, I don't want to leave STEM because that's scary. So I moved into environmental science.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, right.
For, like, about a year, maybe less than a year. I realized I liked all of, like, the policy stuff and not actually all the science stuff. Because I took all these classes about water and dirt. Right. Which was really not a vibe.
You weren't feeling her.
Literally. So after that was when I finally left STEM for good. And now I'm in humanities, and now I'm a pre-law student.
Period.
So we're back on the lawyer track.
In a few years, she's gonna sue your ass.
No, literally.
Girl, not me.
Period.
Like, for what?
For just existing.
Oh, period. She gonna sue you too.
For my mental damage you caused.
Because she associated with me, girl.
Is there a particular branch of law that you're interested in?
I want to work in litigation, which is, it's like suing companies.
Period.
Like suing...
She gonna sue Jelly LLC.
It's like class action lawsuits, like on Suits, where, like, it's like a bunch of people being harmed by a company.
Oh.
So, like, so for example, like, would you be representing the people that are suing Lizzo's dance company?
Not that.
Kind of. It's similar to that. I mean, they're suing Lizzo directly. I'm
right.
sure.
They got gigs going on, so you'll be employed for sure. But so what about you? What was your journey in, like, changing majors?
So unfortunately, fortunately I was able to switch to another track of biology, a BA, which was just less work, not pre-med track. It was like public health track. I didn't have to take like a bunch of hard chemistry. Didn't have to take like a bunch of hard calculus.
So basically,
classes.
she just took the easiest way out.
Fully, girl.
So and the only thing she left with is the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Literally, not even that, girl.
Right. So for me, I took a little bit of a more drastic change.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, what were you doing at our freshman year?
So I was doing communication and with a concentration in media. And then I decided to transfer schools entirely and focus more on a major that is both computer science and art combined. Because that's just the shit that I like. And, let me tell you, the process of getting in, it was not easy.
That.
It was a roller coaster for me. So before I even got into college, they gave me a transfer pathway. They were like, we don't want you right now, but we'll take you the next year.
Right.
And as long as you fill out all these qualifications, you're pretty much guaranteed to get in. And so I did all of that. I was even like, I had a perfect GPA, and I was like, period, like, I'll get in for sure. Mm-hmm. I apply, and they said no.
Right, they got you.
Right, they said, we don't need you.
Right.
And so then I was like having a whole panic attack. I was crying, and I was like on the phone with Halley, and Halley was like, girl, just like give up. Like, they're not gonna...
I did not say that. I did not say give up.
Well, it was like along that T. Like, maybe a little nicer than that.
Okay, first of all, I was comforting you at first. I was not like, give up on your dreams. I was like, if you don't go to this university, you'll be fine. That's what I was saying.
Right,
Which
so,
is the T.
Right.
but like it seemed like it was the end of the road for you at the time.
Right. So what she said, and then I was like, okay, let me just try at least. Let me just try. So I emailed the admissions people and I was like, hey, can I at least get a reasoning why I didn't get in? Because I did every qualification that was like met and even beyond is what I thought. And so then they were like, you know what, we'll add a appeals form to your application portal, which isn't there automatically. They have to add it for you. So they don't want people knowing that is an option, which is real sneaky. And so then I was like, okay, this is like a sliver of a chance. And even they were like explicitly saying that is very difficult for the board to change the decision because it's made by multiple people. And so they were like, okay, just like write a letter of appeals. And so I wrote a letter about how my family was affected by COVID in China because I have extended family. And so, you know, there might have been a little bit of flourishing to that letter. So after I sent that in, a few days later, they like changed the decision and let me in.
Well, period.
Right. So the lesson of the day is that just because you go into college thinking you know what you want to do doesn't mean you have to stick with it. I think it's a very common experience for people to change schools, change majors, just change what they want to do.
Right. But also like persevere, because even when times are rough,
which there will be times that are rough.
But you can make it through.
Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about some current events that are happening. So in Florida, the governor, DeSantis, or whatever his name is, decided that he wants to ban AP Psychology from being taught from all high schools because allegedly they cover LGBT topics, and that apparently violates the Don't Say Gay law that he signed in. So what do you guys think about that?
I feel like it's controversial how important they actually are, but at least for me, I was able to like, I think be a year ahead in college because I took a bunch of APs and had that placement. And it's like because of the APs I took that I was able to jump around with my major and still be on time to graduate.
That's true.
I'll graduate at the same time I was supposed to graduate, which is this year, even though I switched majors 3 times and had to start over. And that's because I took so many APs. So if you're like taking away an entire course, I actually did much better in college than in high school. I mean, I also tried really hard in high school, but it was less work to be in college than it was in high school. And I think that's why I didn't struggle. I knew how to study. I knew how to do work for hours at a time. And that's because of the APs I took, I really think.
Well, what do you think about banning just like an entire portion of curriculum, especially in psychology?
I mean, it's obviously real stupid, and I feel like he's just doing it because he's threatened and he's just homophobic as fuck.
Exactly.
Alter the curriculum of the school.
You think he's gay? You think DeSantis is gay?
Girl.
A closeted?
We don't want him if he is.
Oh, we don't claim him.
Like,
there have been like closeted politicians,
and many of them are closeted.
Like really turn up the homophobia to.
Because they're projecting.
I wrote a whole essay about this.
Girl,
the
period.
first director of the FBI
Ooh.
was a closeted gay man.
Ooh.
And there were people saying that he walked funny.
Not
that
that.
he wore,
Oh, he got a duck walk?
that he wore interesting shades of blue.
Oh.
Not interesting shades of blue.
Oh, like this period?
That he was close with his gentleman friends.
Oh.
And so he like pretty much
He's like the Alan to the Kens.
No, literally. But there was a lot of whispering. So he literally like was like the first to like criminalize being queer.
Is it J. Edgar Hoover?
It is.
Oh, not her
Right.
knowing that.
Like,
okay, she
Right,
she did
let's
for
talk
sure.
about it.
Edgar Hoover.
But the thing is, like, you banning education is also banning choice because you don't have to take an AP class.
Exactly.
It should be up to the parents and the students themselves to decide if they want to learn about it or not.
That's why Florida is like the dumbest state. Let's really talk about it.
Girl, Florida is the armpit of the country, girl.
Fully. That's rude to armpits, girl.
Right, we only love Disney World, and that's about it.
Not even,
Not
girl.
even.
Ooh. So, okay, how was your overall college experience, would you say?
I would say on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say 6.5. I would say like when I was struggling. Okay, so COVID wasn't cute. Spending my entire sophomore year at home doing classes online, probably the worst thing for my mental health that could have happened in college. and I was so close to just trying to drop out. And then senior year was cute. That kind of averages out, right? Like to an average of 6.5.
Well, period. She a mathematician, now.
Right.
How about you, Halley?
Maybe like an 8 or a 9. The only reason, because I really love, I think my thing is, I think in college is like the happiest I've been in my life, but also the worst times of my life were probably also in college. But I think I grew as a person and figured out
Some people
my
can't relate.
values.
Girl, you're trying to talk about me, but the realty is some people literally will go through college. And if you're listening to this and you are not in college yet, please don't be like these type of people. But people will go through college, not talk to anybody, not make any friends, and graduate, and then just have no friends, like not keeping in touch with anybody.
College at the end of the day is what you make of it.
Exactly. Well, that's with anything, but especially with college.
Because this is the first time in your life where you're completely free, and your decisions are your decisions to make, and based on those decisions, you can either have a great experience or have a lackluster one.
Exactly. And then like the other thing too is that you will not have a good experience if you don't put the effort in. So you gotta put the effort into being extroverted and meeting people and going to clubs and going to places and making friends. It's not easy, and I understand that some people are naturally more introverted and have issues with that and have social anxiety and stuff like that. But it will make your college experience 100 times better if you have people.
Well, do you think you did that though?
Ooh, Clackesty! Clackesty! Gather him.
I think I definitely did. The thing is, I'm not as social as you guys. You guys are very extroverted, I would say.
I'm introverted, though.
Girl!
I
really
I have
smart.
to agree with you. I think
Right, thank you.
Girl, how are you an introvert?
Because I lose energy from hanging out with people, and I gain energy back when I'm alone. And I am naturally more shy, but I have to push my... She's trying to act like she knows me better than myself.
I'm not seeing that shy narrative. I'm not seeing that.
No, I think it's because I go to a very extroverted school that, like, everyone around me, when I compare you to that...
Right.
I mean, you're not, like...
Maybe I'm extroverted if you compare it to the population at my school.
You're not, like, a hermit, but
Right.
whenever I hang out with you in a group setting, I can see your social battery dying.
Fully.
I can watch it die.
Like, I'm a sim, and you can see that bar going down.
I can watch it.
For me, it's just like... So I've been in three times where I've had to restart friends, basically. Freshman year, then my sophomore year because I transferred, and then my junior year because I studied abroad. And each time I've had to just go out of my comfort zone to like talk to people and make friends, because that's what you make of it. Like, you have to do that.
Well, what would you rate your college experience?
Oh, my college experience. Okay. I would say probably an 8.5, because I heard a quote once, and they said, if your life doesn't have ups and downs, then it's just flatlining. And flatlining means death, and you're not living. And so if you have those up and downs, it's like, you know, your whatever that thing is called, your heartbeat, and that means you're living. And so I think I went through a lot of that in college, and it was definitely worth it to go through. I was going to say, do you have any senior year advice for Halley, even though she doesn't need it from you?
Oh, I don't think I do.
You have nothing for me.
Well, give it, okay, for Halley.
Enjoy it. Have fun. We'll do you.
Well, okay, let me get started at least.
Okay.
So I would say definitely be more in the moment, because it's going to go by so fast.
I agree with that. I agree with that for all of college.
Yeah. Treat it almost like it's your freshman year again, where you're trying new experiences, going to school events, hanging out with people, maybe not trying to meet new people just to meet new people, sticking with the people that are really worth your time, and like really cherishing those moments.
Yeah. I think what I'm most scared to leave is like the people in college, because it is surprising how like hard it is to keep up with people.
Yeah.
And how many people drift apart after college.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
Like your BFF, like you could go years or months not even talking to them.
No, literally, because you're like literally my only friend from high school. I would say maybe
Oh,
one or two other people.
for sure. And we're not even high school friends.
No,
we
we
just
went
were
to-
friends.
We went to different high schools.
Right, girl.
But like, I like love all of my friends that I've made in college, and I want them all to stay my friends. And I think just not being in like a walking distance from them again, and we're all moving to like different cities.
Right.
So like, Yeah.
If you could move into like a huge mansion with all your friends, would you do that?
100%.
You would?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be a very spacious mansion for you.
Girl, and period. Like, I just need a few good friends. I don't need, like, a lot of friends. I've never been that type of person.
Well, you would not be invited in my mansion.
Well, girl, you wouldn't be invited in mine either.
Well, period.
I think I would. I mean, if I had like my own room.
Right, no, for me,
Oh,
it wouldn't be a mansion. For me, I would need, like, a commune. So,
Right.
like, I need a lot of space for myself.
Right.
I would say some general advice for people starting college is savor it and take your classes seriously, but don't take it too seriously to where it's consuming all of your mind. Like, you need to go out and you need to have fun and you need to not consume yourself with just school. Because honestly, there will always be work. So just enjoy it.
I'm laughing as if you struggled with this.
Ooh!
Let me say nothing.
That's I didn't struggle with it, so I'm giving people advice who do struggle with it.
Okay. I would say, like, don't have sort of, like, tunnel vision of, like, what you want to do with your life. I think, like, college is meant for exploring careers, because if I stuck with what I thought I wanted, like, I'd be in a very different place in a major that I really don't like.
Definitely.
Sort of, like, I mean, I agree with everything Eli said. Like, definitely branch out. Find extracurriculars that you like and clubs that you like,
Right.
because I think that's where I found some of my best communities. And above everything, rate my professor as your best friend.
Oh,
Period.
Like,
that's
give
the
up-
realest tea.
give up whatever time you want your class to be. Honestly, give up whatever topic it is. If you have a good, easy professor, that's the most important thing. That's how I've kept my GPA up, because I will take random classes at random times just for a professor that's easy and interesting.
Yeah, no, literally, rate your professor. That is the best tool ever created.
But you talking about extracurriculars has reminded me about some of the things we participated in. What kind of clubs did we go to, Elias?
So in freshman year, we were trying to find our niche, trying to find our friend group, and we were going to a lot of places. So we went to this BiPan like focus group. Do you remember that?
And you were appropriating. You
I was
should have been in the homosexual club.
Not that. Why I can't be questioning?
She vicarious.
Yes, period.
We also went to Improv Club. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You met some interesting people.
Very
Girl, not only did we meet some interesting people, it was just a flop. I went up there, and
You didn't need to go to Improv. You needed to go to Improve.
I needed to go to fucking therapy. I needed to go to literally, like, a speech therapist, because I went up there in Improv thinking I was going to kill it, thinking I was going to just at least say something, girl. I didn't say anything. I literally got stage fright in a room with, like, 10 people.
Right.
The real tea is I went to, like, 2 meetings, and she was the one who went to
Well, do you
a
remember
lot
the
of them.
word game?
Oh, I remember that word game.
Oh, let's play the word game right now.
period.
Let's do
What
it.
is the word game?
So why don't you start us off?
The
Big.
Fat.
girl.
Named.
Kelly.
Was
Shopping.
At.
Kmart.
For.
Some.
Big.
Clothes.
That.
Were.
For.
Small.
Animals? Girl, I don't know.
Because.
She.
Was.
Fucking.
Bears.
Gay? That don't even make sense.
Okay, that was a failure.
Okay, so that was round one. So a plus side woman named Kelly was buying animal clothes because she was fucking a gay bear.
She was fucking gay bears.
Right, period.
I can see it.
Okay, Hallie, start us off with next round.
A.
Egg.
Dropped
A.
Purse.
with
Some.
Pennies.
and
The.
Egg.
cracked
Open.
Her.
You only got one option.
mouth
2.
Suck.
On.
A.
Cucumber.
Period. Well, poor.
So,
You really kept it PG.
right. So an egg fell on the ground, dropped her purse with the pennies, and then she cracked open her mouth to suck on a cucumber.
Right. So as you can tell, we did really well in improv.
Right.
Right. Let's take a break and move on to our AI segment.
Okay.
Okay. So today.
I'm scared.
So we have a script for you guys today again. The title of the script is Fatal Betrayal. And it has 3 characters, Emma, Mark, and Ryan. So the setting is a luxurious penthouse apartment with dimly lit rooms during a stormy night. The scene starts in the living room. Emma is sitting on the couch, looking distraught and conflicted. Mark enters, appearing guilty.
And oh.
I can't take this anymore, Mark. The lies, the betrayal, I know about her.
Emma, it's not what you think. I can explain.
Explain? You've been cheating on me for months, Mark.
Mark looks down, unable to meet Emma's gaze.
I deserve better than this. I've tried to be a good wife, but you've pushed me away. Your phone is so janky.
I know I messed up, Emma. It was a mistake. I never meant to hurt you.
It's too late for apologies, Mark. I've met someone else.
Mark looks shocked.
Who is he? Is he the reason you want a divorce, girl?
Yes, he is. His name is Ryan, and he makes me feel alive again.
Mark clenches his fists.
Let me get in frame. You're leaving me for him?
Do I have to do the standing up part?
No. Oh.
I'm leaving because of us, Mark. We're broken, and I can't stay in this loveless marriage any longer.
Mark walks towards Emma, trying to hold her hand.
Please, Emma. We can work this out. I'll change. I promise.
It's too late, Mark. You've had your chance.
Mark becomes increasingly agitated.
You're making a big mistake, Emma. You think this Ryan will love you like I do?
He treats me better than you ever did. You disrespect me.
Mark's anger boils over and he raises his hand as if to strike Emma. Don't you dare! Mark turns around to see Ryan standing at the entrance of the living room, his expression fierce.
Oh, he's fierce, Mama.
Emma, are you alright?
Yes, I am.
And who the hell are you?
Someone who cares about her more than you ever did. You homosexual.
You're the reason my marriage is falling apart, you little twink.
No, Mark. You're the reason. You took her for granted.
I'll make you pay for this.
Ryan moves swiftly and punches Mark, knocking him to the ground.
Ryan, stop.
I won't let him hurt you, Emma. Mark gets up and charges at Ryan, and a chaotic fight ensues.
Stop. Both of you stop. I said stop.
Emma hurls the vase at the man, hitting Mark and knocking him unconscious. Emma! What have you done?
I had to stop the madness. We need to call the police.
Emma, I'll take care of everything. You have to trust me. They look at each other knowing that their lives will never be the same.
Okay.
And scene. Wow.
Where's our Oscar?
Literally, this again proving we should just quit podcasting.
Literally.
And pursue acting.
So I fully murdered you.
Right.
Right.
She wasn't feeling the
The
fantasy.
most unbelievable part of that was that you were married to a woman.
Literally.
Fully.
So we have some Mad Libs here. So someone give me a curse word.
Pussy. Oh, same thing.
Right. Okay, period. So someone give me a number.
69.
Period.
Someone give me a kitchen appliance.
Spatula.
Someone give me the name of a celebrity.
Lizzo?
Ooh.
Okay. This is called finals week.
Period.
Pussy cunt. I'm late for my first final, I yelled. I ran to class as fast as I could, but when I got there, I saw no one in class. I realized that my first final was actually a week ago, and it was not Monday at all. In fact, it was Friday, and not only did I miss all of my finals, but I've been going to the wrong school for 69 years, and I'm actually a spatula. Oh well, I sighed. At least I'll always be smarter than Lizzo.
This sounds like an accurate story from your life.
That actually has happened to me.
Exactly. So
I literally had to retake physics.
there you go. There you go. All right, let's do one more.
Okay. I need a college name.
LSU?
Okay, I need an adjective.
Small.
I need a body part.
Toes.
I need an object.
A vibrator.
I need an illicit drug name.
LSD?
Right.
Right, period.
I need an action, like an action verb.
Death drops.
I need an adjective.
Cunty.
Okay. I need a body part again.
Tongue.
And I need a place on campus.
The dean's office.
And I need an animal.
A pussy.
Okay. It was the one night everybody dreads. The night before Hell Week starts, aka Finals Week at LSU. The library was full of small students all glued to their books, and toes deep in energy drink cans and empty coffee cups. One desperate student even had the guts to sneak in a vibrator. As expected, I couldn't find a decent place to sit, so I had to sit next to the dude who smelled like LSD. I began to death drop cuntily.
That works, I mean.
Right. Finally, at around 5 a.m. Monday morning, I started wandering back to my dorm room, but my tongue was so exhausted that I decided to crash at the dean's office. I was awoken 5 hours later by a not-so-friendly pussy who was gnawing at my notes.
Oh.
There we
Slay
go.
work.
That's not super unrealistic.
Right.
Right.
Like, a lot of that has happened at my school.
Like people have taken their vibrators to the study hall?
No, people were straight up fucking in the library.
Oh.
And they were arrested.
Oh.
And the night before finals, because this is the night before finals,
Uh-huh.
everyone at my school strips naked. And
That's
they
right.
streak from the top of the library through to the bottom.
Well, that was our AI segment.
And that was our AI segment. Any more advice you have for college students?
You didn't give
Drop
one.
out, period.
My advice for college students is at least going into your freshman year, your first year, forget who you thought you were in high school.
Tea. That's very tea.
Move on with a fresh set of eyes so you don't stick with this like niche that you think you were, or this clique that you think you were. You don't have to be the mean girl if you were the mean girl. You don't have
Right.
to be the nerd if you were the nerd.
Right, exactly. College is a time to reinvent yourself.
You are a blank canvas, and you can be whoever you want to be again.
And so a thing that goes into that is if you have friends from high school going to your same college,
Try to branch out.
try to branch out.
Branch out,
You can
please.
still be friends with them.
Right. Be a tree. Branch
but
out.
you don't want to have that be your only friend group.
Precisely.
Like, there were people who went to my high school who went to the same college as I did, and they only talked to those people.
And
for
are
4
dating
years.
those people.
Literally.
So,
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying, try to branch
there's
out.
so many people out there.
Exactly.
And so many experiences you can have and learn from different experiences.
Exactly.
I feel like you're honestly holding you and your high school friends back if you're just only sticking together.
Low key. But you know why people do it is because it's comfort.
Yeah.
And they don't want to experience the change.
Right. So a big part of college is obviously party life. Any crazy, wild stories from any of you?
Well, see, this is where I think me and you differ. I don't know about you, but I definitely did not really go to parties because a lot of my friends are not party people. So I only went to like maybe 2 parties, honestly.
And we were all at one.
We were all at one of them, literally.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The first time we did drag. The only time we did drag.
Yeah, the only time we've done drag, it was at a Halloween party.
We went to a Halloween party. Halley was fully still like a minor.
Yeah, literally. It was a house party.
It was. And we were like, we just stood there. Because we didn't know how to do anything.
The thing is, we got there when the party was winding down. Like, we missed
That's
the
right.
real party.
Yeah.
And so we were just there standing awkwardly around, like, it was kind of a flop.
But let's be so honest, like, pre-games are usually the most. Not that we pre-gamed, but like pre-games are low key more fun than the actual parties.
Oh, for sure.
Like, how about you? How's your party life?
Well, I go to more parties than that.
Well,
Period. She said, I ain't no loser. I ain't no punk
I
bitch.
think out of us three, I have the most traditional college
Right.
life in terms of
Because I
partying.
went to a tech school,
Right.
so
Exactly.
you can imagine
and
the
I
parties.
go to a large state school.
You
so
do.
There's a lot of house parties.
And
There's a
party
lot of-
culture's big at
There's
your
a lot
school.
of frat parties.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Do you like frat parties?
It depends on the frat. I mainly go to like the Asian frat.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
shit goes down there. Like, I remember we had one party that literally ended because someone took a shit on the floor.
What the fuck?
They literally just took a shit on the floor. You could see the shit.
Ew.
Oh my
They
god.
literally,
Like they couldn't hold it
Like,
in?
are they dogs?
I think they did it for fun.
Girl. Okay.
So they were like,
Okay.
okay, let me, this is a cute vibe, so let me just squat on the floor and take a massive dump.
I guess.
They
And this was
had
at
to
the
have
Asian
been-
frat?
Yes.
They had to have been drunk
You
or
know.
something.
See, don't sleep on the Asian people. They're crazy too.
Right.
No, literally. And I've thrown up multiple times at this frat.
Oh, yeah.
Many of these parties got shut down by the police. Actually, toward the end of last semester, they couldn't have parties anymore because they were banned by the town I live in.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Because they got so many noise complaints.
Oh my god.
But honestly, at a lot of the parties I've been to, I've been the DD because
Oh, yeah.
I am the only one out of my friend group
Was she responsible?
who has a car.
Oh.
And it's not that I always be wanting to do that. It's just
It
like
just falls
it's
on
just
you.
obvious when like we can either walk in the freezing cold or one person can drive.
Yeah.
And then when it's only one person with a car.
And you? I'm
But I
shocked
have
you
my
only.
friends.
I'm shocked there's only one person with a car in your whole friend
No,
group.
literally.
That's shocking
Right.
to me.
No, literally.
I hate frat parties. So I haven't been to a lot of frat parties because I've had not great experiences. The first time that I tried to go to a frat party, all of my friends got in, and they didn't let me in. They were like, "So who are you with?" And I was like, "Literally with the people you just let in." And they were like, "That's not how it works. You need to know someone." And I was like, "Girl, I was literally part of the group." Like, they were fully racist. That's the real tea.
Wait, did you try to go with women or men? Or
That's
We
also
had
the
both
tea.
women and men.
Ooh.
And it's because I was the last in line of the group. And so they were like, I guess you're not getting in. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go home. And then one of the girls that was in our group that wasn't even my friend was like some stranger we met that night. She was like, no, you're coming in with us.
Right, cluck that tea.
And I was like, period. Like, she's the only one that stood up for me.
Right, because your friends didn't even care.
Literally. And that's why
Your
we don't
friends
be
were like,
hanging
okay,
out
we'll
no
see
more.
you back in 1 hour.
Right, girl. That's why I dropped them.
Some of these frat parties are like they have like multiple layers of security. to
Yeah.
get in.
Girl, they thought they were TSA.
Because literally,
Like, you're not all
I
that.
have gone to parties where one, you need an invite
Yeah.
on your phone. Two, it needs to be a real invite. They scroll on your phone to make sure you didn't screenshot
No, it's
it.
really that
Oh
deep
And
to
my
they
them.
need to check that it's like
God.
attached to your name. Three, you need a COVID test from within like the last like 48 hours. And four, the COVID test also has to be attached to your name, and they will scroll on your phone to make sure it's actually yours, not a
Oh my
screenshot.
God.
Yeah.
And after that, maybe they'll let you in.
That is...
And then you still gotta pay a cover fee.
Oh.
But,
oh, no.
but now that you mention that, it's always like, obviously girls get less of a cover.
Oh, for sure.
Or get in for free. And what I don't understand is that translates to the real world too. Like with clubs.
Well...
Like
no.
clubs be charging men more than women. And I'm like, y'all still think you're frats? Like,
I mean, but, like, that's obvious because it's, like, straight men are in frats and, like, straight men are, like, running clubs.
you're right. But I'm like, we're all adults at a real club. Like, why are we still treating this like it's a frat?
I think it's because there's like an imbalance of men and women. You know what I mean?
Because-
they'll usually only do that when there's not enough women.
You
Because men
think?
in a room full of other men will be bored. Like they
You're
they're
right.
looking to
Exactly.
find a woman.
You're right.
And there's more men doing that than women. 'Cause
Exactly.
let me tell you, women are not, at least for the most part, not out to really meet a stranger like that.
As they should.
Sure.
Most of the time, like we trying to go out with our girlfriends. and
Right.
have fun. Like, but
But they
then-
want the delusional men to pay money
You're
to go
right.
to the chance.
Because they're
of
always on the
meeting them.
prowl.
No,
Exactly.
literally. So
Literally,
when there's
that's it.
not enough women for the men.
To attract men, customers.
Because men will get bored.
Exactly.
What's it
literally
like
what
getting
is.
chased? Because neither of us have that experience.
Well, speak for yourself. Like, she's jealous.
I'm really not jealous. I can say that for 100% with my chest.
Well,
I'm proud. I'm proud.
well,
I'm not even chased like that. Well,
But as a woman, you obviously
as
have a
woman,
different experience.
It's different as a woman.
I mean, just living life as a woman is completely different.
literally.
Right.
Like, I know
But-
she's shook by that.
No, literally.
I mean,
But-
she really was.
I mean, you so fishy that you might as well have that experience.
Right, and girl, that's why I was looking fishy when we were in drag than you.
That's because you stole my wig.
Period.
Oh my gosh, I
So,
remember that.
fully. It was supposed to be my wig.
I brought one wig for you.
Fully.
And then you didn't want to leave without one.
Yes!
And I looked fully cuntier with the wig. And then she
No.
stole it from me.
No.
And, I mean, I still look good, but
Okay, but back to hell.
back to Halley.
I feel like I don't necessarily perceive having people be interested in me or like having an active love life or whatever life as like something that is super scarce and I have to like run after. So
Yeah.
I'm not like running after the first person that comes in my vicinity.
As you
Fully.
should.
You got options.
No, literally. And that, when you realize that, because, I mean, I don't know how it is for men, but for women, like, I promise you there will be someone interested in
100
you.
billion
I
percent.
promise.
For men, it's beggars can't be
No,
choosers.
literally. But, like, just... I think,
Honestly, though, but like now there's like this whole thing of like straight men are like thinking that they should be chased too.
No, I was just gonna say, the most traditional part of me is, like, men still
Ooh,
need
gather
to
them.
do the chasing.
Right.
In
Gather
my
them.
opinion.
Right.
Because sometimes what men will do is they'll like hit on you or slide into your DMs, and that'll be them initiating. But after that, they expect the women to then do all the heavy
Which
lifting.
is like,
you are
and do all the-
delusional.
You better call them out.
You are delusional.
And I'm
Right.
like, if you're gonna do that, let me tell you, women have like 10 other men chasing them. So,
Right.
like,
Like these stupid ass men, like just because they're on TikTok,
No,
they think that
literally.
they're the hot shit. They think that
Oh,
they're the
yeah.
prize. Like, bitch, you're not the prize.
it's like the freaking alpha male influence.
literally, no,
Yeah.
literally it is. It literally
Literally.
is. And it's also like the fucking like gym talk, like
Literally. That is another thing. I feel like men obsess over thinking that women care about whether you go to the gym or not.
oh, literally.
Which, like,
Are you speaking from experience?
yes, I am. And from other women's experiences, that men think that as long as they go to the gym and they're not broke,
Right.
that, like,
Sometimes
women-
not even that.
No, literally. That women will just overlook everything. And that's the only important
But then it
part.
turns out they have no other personality
No,
trait.
literally, and they will
Nothing
think,
else to offer.
when they think that women leave them, they think it's like, oh, I'm not built enough, like I don't go to the gym
Right.
enough, like
Right.
no one gives a shit, no one cares.
It's because that's how vapidly they look at women. So that's what they think women are looking back at them as.
No,
Right.
literally.
But clock that T.
Right. Y'all heard it here first from a real life woman.
We don't care if you go to the gym or not.
There you go. And that's on period. So let's wrap it up with some discussions on how to deal with college roommates.
You know, living with a roommate is well. Okay, you've never lived with a roommate, right?
I have, but for a very
Very
brief
briefly.
period. Very
Okay.
briefly, but I've had bad roommate experiences. But you can go.
I just feel like with a roommate, it's just if you've grown up with siblings, I think it's similar to that. And me and my siblings are all really close in age, and we've all had to always live being on top of each other, and pretty much you just have to get used.
In
to
my head, I'm picturing you all just standing on top of each other.
period.
Like a giant person.
right, it's giving that vibe.
Right.
And so you just have to get used to not having privacy. You have to get used to not having as much space as you might have had in the past. And also just realize it's temporary. Like, you're not going to be in a dorm forever.
Right.
You're not going to be with this bitchy roommate forever. And if it's that horrible, you can transfer out.
Right.
But honestly, I say just stick it out as long as it's not horrible.
I've had some horrible roommate experiences, especially the one in freshman year. So my freshman year roommate, his name was Elias.
She was cunty.
he was always in my space, up in my business, trying to hang out with me, and I'm like, I don't fuck with you like that.
Girl.
He followed you everywhere.
Right, literally. And I was like, I have my own friends. Like, did she though? Like, try to make your own friends. How about that for a change?
Well, girl.
And no, she just kind of stuck around the whole time.
I was like a little dog.
And COVID honestly saved me from that. So.
Well, period.
But yeah, we were roommates in freshman year. And that was my one and only dorm experience. After that, I wasn't in dorm anymore.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Right. And how was that for you?
A dorm?
No, our living experience.
Oh, it was fine.
Okay.
Well, clearly she has some other opinions, girl. But for me, I blocked it out of my mind.
Fully.
It's just whatever.
It's PTSD at this point.
Fully. We traumatized.
But the real tea is I did actually have a few really strange roommates in my time. Because I lived on campus all 4 years. So there's one roommate that kept on making sexual jokes to people that I would meet. Did you meet this person?
No, but you talked about this person a lot.
So this roommate would always just like they would meet my friends for the first time and they would be like, so I made my girlfriend orgasm 8 times the other day. And I was like, honey, like we don't need to hear that.
Oh
like
my God.
Like you didn't eat that. And then I had another roommate who I made food and I just left it there because I was going to pack it up like at night. And then I get to the kitchen, and it's gone. The full serving that I prepared for the next day for lunch, it was gone.
Why, she gagged you. She gagged you.
And he literally ate that. Like,
I'm just confused at what the confusion was. Like, he thought his Uber Eats.
No, for real.
He thought he dream cooked.
No, actually, he didn't ask me or nothing.
But
and
he
then
didn't even talk to you like that, did he?
No, we were not friends.
I'm yelling.
And so the next day, and I had to assume it was him because my friend, who I also live with, he would not do that. And then there's another roommate who was like a freshman. He was like kind of scared, so he would never do that because he was scared of me. And so there was only one other option. So then the next day I confronted him. I was like, "Did you eat my food?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Okay."
And then he did it again.
He did it twice?
Did he do it again?
I thought he did it again.
No, I don't think he did it again.
Oh.
After that, he didn't. But I was like, "You better work, diva." Like,
what did he think was gonna happen? Like, I'm just confused.
right? I don't know. He was really strange.
And he didn't even have any excuse.
No excuse at all.
That wasn't even your weirdest roommate.
Who are you referring to?
The other one.
The one that moved in. Oh, like
Yes.
Okay, so I had another roommate that moved in the middle of the year, because apparently that his roommates previously were fighting a lot. And so he just wanted to move out because of that.
But wasn't he being bullied?
Yeah, he was like allegedly being bullied. But I was gonna, I don't know if this is controversial, but I feel like if you're getting bullied as like an 18-year-old, that's not enough of a reason for you to just move out.
Ooh.
Maybe get them to move out.
So you want people to be in an abusive relationship?
No, I'm saying that you need to stand up for yourself
Literally.
and learn as an adult and handle your shit instead of like running away.
Well.
But maybe that's just bringing up my upbringing.
Well.
So
You looking at me as if I don't do that. Like,
I'm looking at you to see if you have anything else to offer.
I don't know her. I don't know your roommate. So
Okay,
I don't
well.
know what to say.
Well,
But what did your roommate do?
he was just very interesting. He was a nice kid, but
So you're not going to talk
Weird.
about it?
He was just weird.
it was weird. You met him, right?
I did meet him.
Oh, that's right. So
He came in doing a whole MTV Welcome to My
that's
Crib
right.
thing.
So it's like, so he's a freshman, or no, was he a freshman or sophomore? I think he's just a sophomore. I don't know. But anyway, he like had some friends that he brought over, and he was like essentially giving them the tour, because the apartment that he moved into, our apartment, it was like a way upgrade from his original one. And he was like showing his friends around like it was a model home girl, and he was like treating it like he's a real estate agent. Like, oh, look at the windows, look at the ceilings,
they
look
were
at my
taking
room.
photos of like your space while
Yeah.
we were all just there.
Right, like he was
Wait,
like,
went
these
into
are the-
your room?
No, they didn't go inside, but they were like looking.
Oh.
And they fully saw us sitting there, and I guess he was like, look at these mannequins just sitting there, you know. But yeah, he was a very interesting kid.
That's very
Listen,
interesting.
we could tell why he was bullied.
Oh!
Right.
His first residence.
I'm really yelling.
Do you guys know those videos on TikTok where people will be cooking in their dorm, like, on their bed?
Yeah, they would be making, like, filet mignon.
Literally.
In their
with, like, the same fucking little pot.
Right.
Like, they're all advertisements for that one pot.
Right.
And it's the nastiest shit ever. Like, for me, I don't think cooking and your bed should be put together. But that's like a trend now. My sister literally wanted one. Like, I was asking my mom to buy her one of those pots. And it's so ugly. I hate it.
Yeah. Let's just eat some ramen noodles.
Right.
How about that? The traditional college way.
Or some jelly, period.
Right.
It is possible to, at least in my opinion, to kind of at least not give up on your nutrition.
Yeah.
And be in college. In my opinion. It is hard though.
Like, I'm sure like those pots and things are cute if you're the type of person who you really, really want to cook and you want to make your own meals, and that's cute, but just find a desk to do it. Don't do it on your bed.
The time and the effort.
Or you can do what Elias does and just get McDonald's every day. So.
Girl, not McDonald's. She don't know me.
Right, she get Burger King.
Girl!
She get KFC.
When have I ever eaten Burger King?
She get.
Girl, literally in my notes, if you read the
She get
notes,
Chick-fil-A.
literally, it's Chick-fil-A, girl. Like, you don't even know me. You don't even know me, girl.
Well, I forget because they all be the same.
Well, period. I get Chick-fil-A because I'm homophobic.
Right.
Every time I buy them, I said, let's send $1 to the homophobic organization.
And they say my pleasure.
Literally.
And for me, I was lucky enough to have a kitchen for 3 years, so I would cook most of my meals.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of work.
It is.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
Well,
We did it again.
thanks for listening.
This is our 5th episode.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Halfway to 10.
How many episodes do you think we'll get to before taking, like, a hiatus again?
10.
You think we're going to take a hiatus after 10? She got low expectations for us.
That was a high expectation.
Oh.
What is your guess?
Well, I was hoping to get at least 10 and then look from there, and then maybe 15.
Okay, I mean, like, yeah.
But anyways.
But, like, that's pretty far. Like, think about how we're only at 5 and we've been doing it. That's like 5 weeks.
Right. Well, you know how you guys can get us to keep making episodes?
Well, it's because how long have you ever stayed invested in something?
Ooh!
Is she clocking me?
Gather her.
It's true.
This is why we need Halley back on this podcast, so she can gather you.
Right. At this point, it's going to be Jolly.
Right, she's the true co-host of the show.
Right, period.
Well,
I'm the guest.
fully. You're the not extra special guest judge.
I'm the extra special guest judge.
Are you
girl.
the extra dumb guest?
Well, period.
But anyway, for the way you guys can get us to keep making episodes is by sharing with your friends,
Mm-hmm.
subscribing, giving us a little follow,
Mm-hmm.
a little like, and
And
comment.
watching us.
Yeah, keep watching us as we're gonna be the next big thing.
Right.
We're manifesting it right now.
We're going to be the next Drake and Josh.
Well, girl,
I don't know if you want that.
I'll be Josh. I'll be Josh.
Girl, I'm clearly Josh, and you're clearly Drake.
Because of the size difference.
Yes, girl.
Clock that.
Well, it's not even any tea, girl. It's
Well-
just really not clocking.
Well, not a soaking clock. Anyways, thank you guys all for listening. If you made it this far, are you gonna thank them for listening? Like, damn, just looking at me.
You said I got nothing to say to that.
Thank you to all the jelsters and the jellyfishes.
We should decide. No, we should not decide their fan name. They can decide themselves. Because we're not Doja Cat.
I am Doja Cat.
Okay.
And my fans cannot decide their own name.
And you hate them.
Right. And I don't love
And
y'all.
the feeling is mutual.
Right.
So, anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.